I was in Iraq, serving as a Marine, when a letter from Karen Miller, HOA tyrant, reached my base, claiming a $500 fine for unmowed grass on my private county land outside her HOA's reach. Worse, she'd changed my cabin's locks and sold it while I was deployed. Her betrayal was a landmine detonating my home. Karen, who'd blocked my driveway, issued daily fines, and tried to evict me, had no idea my security cameras caught her lock swap. I was Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, Meadow Mart owner, conservationist, SWAT trainer, tech founder, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, Marine, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, and owner of the lake, dock, and HOA lot. Her scheme wasn't just theft, it was felony fraud, and I was about to reclaim my cabin with military precision. I read the letter in my barracks, phone syncing with my security app as neighbors back home, alerted by my system, gathered and raged. This wasn't just a fine, it was Karen's most despicable assault, blind to my service and ownership. My heart roared, but a cold grin emerged. She thought she could steal my home while I fought for my country. I was about to turn her scam into a viral court-martial, with my deeds as the trigger. What unfolded wasn't just reclaiming my cabin. It was a masterclass in veteran justice, legal warfare, and community fire that left Karen cuffed, her HOA obliterated, and Crescent Meadows saluting. My cabin wasn't just home. It was her downfall, and my service was the verdict. Karen's lock change was her vilest crime, and my return was about to blow her scheme apart. Crescent Meadows was a bold suburb, its blooming hills, bustling markets, and my Meadow Mart cafe, a fierce stand against Karen Miller's HOA tyranny. Once choked by fines for untidy lawns and unapproved homes, it now thrived, with my 50-acre state-leased ranch and my cabin on unincorporated county land as its heart. My cabin, a haven for my family, was HOA exempt, wired with my Crescent Code security system, cameras and sensors I designed. I'm Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, conservationist, SWAT trainer, Meadow Mart owner, tech founder of Crescent Code, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, Marine, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, and owner of the lake, dock, and HOA lot, with a fictional ageless grit. I'd crushed Karen 58 times, buying Meadow Mart after her farm stand ban, exposing her assault on Lily, stopping her fishing derby, evicting her fishing club, jailing fake HOA cops, rallying for a pilot's defiance, retrieving my towed tractor, shutting down her cop call on my fence, backing Ibrahim Traore, ejecting her security patrol, protecting the Thompsons, winning court for my wrecked car, defending my mom's cold stand, exposing her 911 call on Senator Ellison, grounding her, airline stunt, nailing her bank meddling, restoring my water pipe, towing her SUV, saving my mom's nurse, rescuing Emma from her kidnapping, saving Liam from her brick attack, foiling her field grab, scaring her with my bear, Bruno, defending Emma's wheelchair, stopping her 911 call on my ranch, saving Max from her clippers, voiding her lake fine, saving my pool party, recovering my stolen truck, foiling her power theft, stopping her sewage-powered lights, disarming her fake cop, rebuilding my sister's bridge, proving I owned her mortgage, stopping her assault on my wife, Alex, ejecting her trespassing officers, shutting off her pipeline, proving my Lamborghini legit, turning my lawn into an obstacle course, outshooting the FBI, stopping her fake cop arrest, handling her 911 abuse, rescuing my kids from her kidnapping, towing her Mustangs from my garage, trapping her at my gate, burying her porch in mulch, spiking her SUV on my lawn, closing her trails for my hunting, proving I built the suburb, jailing her for hitting Max, rebuilding the Thompsons' house, turning her trails into my hunting ground, catching her spying on my yard, suspending her board for burning my boat, nailing her for her 911 call on my rain tanks, foiling her eviction over my cabin, and burying her in pennies for her fines, and towing her car for blocking my driveway. My military status and property deeds were my latest weapons. Karen Miller, mid-50s, was a desperate bully, her clipboard a flimsy prop for her fading control. Exiled, jailed, and bankrupted, she'd changed my locks and sold my cabin, Unaware it was felony fraud, my land was private, and my cameras rolled. Her scheme, backed by a shady HOA board, relied on forged foreclosure papers, blind to my evidence and service. Key allies included Alex, my Delta Force operative wife, my sister, Mia, a nurse, my brother, Jake, a Marine, my cousin Vince, leader of the Iron Riders bikers, my mother, Ellen, a sharpshooter with dialysis, Tom, my biologist friend who monitored my lake, Linda, the councilwoman who backed my fights, Lily, my waitress-turned-leader, and the Thompsons, especially Dr. James Thompson. Deputy Harris, my SWAT deputy, led the response, and my FBI contact, Agent Laura Chun, was ready to escalate. The Crescent Meadows Forum, our digital hub, would rally the fight. The setting was a warm April evening in 2028 when I returned from Iraq to my cabin on a county road, finding new locks and a sold sign with my cameras rolling. Neighbors, alerted by my app, gathered in outrage. Karen's theft was a federal crime, and her ignorance of my ownership was her fatal error. This wasn't just about my cabin. It was Karen's final assault on Crescent Meadows' freedom and my service. For me, it was a chance to reclaim my home, expose her fraud, and unite our community. As I filmed, I knew this fight would echo our victories and burn with our honor. Karen's lock change was a heinous crime. Foreclosed, the sign on my cabin lied, with new locks barring entry, all over an $800 fine. I filmed, shouting, "This is my land, Karen. I was in Iraq, and you stole my home." My cameras caught her swapping locks and posting the sign. I radioed Harris, who growled, "Felony fraud and theft? She's done." Ellen, with Emma and Liam, texted my deeds, saying Karen's homeless. Linda vowed to bring county officials, noting, "Stealing a Marine's home? Life sentence." I called Agent Chun from base, who snapped, "This violates federal veteran protections." Neighbors swarmed, filming the sign. My forum post exploded. Karen sold my cabin while I was in Iraq. I'm taking it back. Hashtags Karen stole my home and hashtag protect Sarah's cabin trended, hitting 160 million views. Jake, my barista, live streamed from Meadow Mart, showing my footage and military ID. Crescent Meadows fights for Sarah, he said, hitting 165 million views. Lily handed out flyers about veteran laws, explaining Sarah owns this cabin. Karen's a thief. Karen's HOA cronies, a duo with signs, HOA foreclosure, tried to defend her, but neighbors drowned them out, chanting Sarah's home. Mia shared my judicial rulings, proving my clout. I share my camera clip. Karen stole my cabin. She's busted. The video hit 2 billion views. James Thompson arrived, saying, "She targeted us too. We're testifying." His federal weight rattled the cronies. Harris's SWAT team and Chin's FBI unit arrived, inspecting the locks. "Forged sale," Chun said, holding fake papers. I flashed my deeds and military orders, live streaming. Karen sold my cabin while I served. Her scam's over. The stream hit 10 billion views, with news helicopters circling. Comments flooded. "Sarah's a hero." "Karen's jail." Linda arrived with a federal prosecutor, announcing Karen's act is felony fraud. The crowd chanted home, home, as the cronies fled. The FBI found Karen at her condo, clutching a fake sale contract. Harris cuffed her as I prepared to reclaim my cabin. Karen rambled, "It's HOA property," but Chun held up my footage and deeds. "You're under federal arrest," she said. The forum planned a home-free day at Meadow Mart, with music and veteran rallies. Karen's lie about foreclosure collapsed. I own my home. The stage was set, not just to reclaim my cabin, but to crush her reign and rally Crescent Meadows around my service. Her lock change was her end, and my deeds were my victory. My ranch was a fortress of justice. Karen stood cuffed at her condo, trembling, as Harris and Chun reviewed her fake contract. The live stream hit 11 billion views, with hashtag Karen stole my home and hashtag protect Sarah's cabin trending globally. Neighbors packed my street, waving signs, "Sarah's home. No HOA theft." News crews broadcast live, anchors calling it a Marine's fight versus HOA betrayal. The air roared, and I was ready to storm Karen's scheme. Tom addressed the crowd, voice steady. Sarah's cabin is private, HOA exempt county land. Karen's sale is a federal felony. He showed my footage and deeds, proving her crime. Neighbors cheered, sharing the clips online. Ellen handed out flyers, saying, Sarah's our Marine. Karen stole her home. The forum surged. Karen's a crook. Sarah's our hero. A viral tweet read, HOA Karen sells Marine's cabin while she's in Iraq. Faces feds. Hashtag Karen stole my home. Karen yelled, it's our right. But Chun held up my footage, stating, you committed felony fraud, theft, and veteran harassment. Her face crumpled. She hadn't known my service. Veteran groups joined X, posting, Karen's attack on Sarah's home is a disgrace. Support Crescent Meadows. The Change.org petition, Justice for Sarah's Cabin, hit 165 million signatures, with comments like Sarah's a legend and Karen's done. Linda spoke to reporters, voice firm. Sarah's service and cabin are our pride. Karen's theft threatens us all. She announced a council motion to fine the HOA $2.9 million and ban all operations. The crowd roared, chanting home free. The HOA board, gutted by scandals, leaked text disavowing Karen. She's rogue. Neighbors guarded my cabin as Vince's biker crew patrolled the lake. I grabbed the megaphone, heart pounding. Karen sold my cabin while I was in Iraq, but I'm a Marine, federal judge, and I own their lot. I'm taking it back. I proposed a home-free day at Meadow Mart with deed displays, music, and a fundraiser for veteran housing, inviting all. The crowd cheered, volunteering to rekey my cabin. I shared online, Karen's theft failed. Join us for Home Free Day. The livestream hit 12 billion views, with hashtag Home Free Day trending. Comments flooded. Sarah's unstoppable. Karen's sunk. Karen made a last stand, yelling at Chun, the HOA's above you. But Rachel, my attorney, arrived with a federal indictment. You're charged with fraud, theft, and conspiracy, she said, as Harris tightened her cuffs. The crowd parted, phones filming her walk to the FBI van. Jake's stream hit 22 billion views, with comments like, bye Karen. Home wins. News ran headlines. 20-year-old Marine judge reclaims cabin after HOA. Karen sells it. Lily organized kids to paint home-free signs, while Tom tied it to my lake, saying Sarah protects our shores. Harris secured my cabin, and neighbors cheered. Chun verified my deeds, and Linda promised county funding for a Crescent Valor sign, honoring my service. The stage was set for a victory that would reclaim my home, end Karen's reign, and show Crescent Meadows' power. Karen was cuffed, but my service's impact would shock everyone. The federal courthouse roared with justice as Karen faced trial, my cabin mine again. The live stream hit 23 billion views, with hashtag Karen stole my home and hashtag protect Sarah's cabin trending worldwide. Neighbors packed the gallery, waving home-free signs as news crews filmed. I stood in my Marine uniform, my roles as judge, sheriff, and veteran now, a verdict, my evidence our blade, ready to bury Karen. Judge Alvarez, a federal veteran, called order. Ms. Miller, you're charged with fraud, theft, and conspiracy, he said. Rachel presented my footage, showing Karen changing locks. The plaintiff is a Marine, retired federal judge, and owner of the HOA lot, she said. The gallery cheered, phones filming for the forum, where comments surged. Karen's done. Sarah's our hero. Chun testified, voice sharp. Karen's theft violated federal veteran laws and property rights. She showed the fake contract, sparking gasps. Linda announced the council's $2.9 million HOA fine and dissolution vote. The crowd chanted home, home, as kids waved painted cabins, symbols of our win. Tom showed my deeds and military orders, proving my ownership. Sarah's service crushed her, he said, sparking applause. I unveiled a Crescent Valor sign sketch, county-backed, to mark my ranch's status. This cabin's mine, and Karen's guilty, I said, sharing it online, a Marine emblem under a state seal. The forum erupted. Perfect. Sarah's legacy. Alvarez reviewed the evidence, footage, deeds, contract, calling it undeniable. Karen, pleading not guilty, claimed it's HOA foreclosure. But Rachel played her scam, exposing her lies. Alvarez ruled, guilty on all counts. 9 years for Miller, for $0.2 million in damages to Sarah, and HOA dissolution. The gallery roared as Karen slumped, broken. My digital dossier, footage, deeds, indictments, was handed to the press, ensuring conviction. News ran it live. 20-year-old Marine judge reclaims cabin after HOA. Karen sells it. The crowd surged, music blaring, as Home Free Day plans took shape. I gave a mic to Alex, who shone. Sarah's service is our pride, she said. Neighbors hugged her, guarding our ranch in solidarity. This wasn't just Karen's defeat. It was Crescent Meadows' triumph, proof our veterans could outshine betrayal. As my cabin stood strong, justice prevailed. Karen's conviction was Crescent Meadows' victory. News ran headlines like Marine judge reclaims cabin after HOA, Karen sells it, and Sarah's valor triumphs. The livestream hit 26 billion views, with hashtag Karen stole my home trending for weeks. Fan art of my valor sign as a justice symbol flooded the forum, and veteran groups invited me to speak. Talk shows called, but I stayed grounded, saying, this is about our service. Home Free Day was a sensation. Thousands joined, neighbors, kids, Harris's team, rekeying my cabin, dancing, and unveiling the Crescent Valor sign. Meadow Mart catered, and Tom led eco talks, tying the cabin to my lake's bluefins. The event raised $13 million for veteran housing, and state leaders hailed it as a model. The forum buzzed with photos. Sarah's cabin shines. No more Karens. The HOA was eradicated. Linda's vote fined it $2.9 million and dissolved it, with new laws protecting veterans. Karen got 9 years, was banned from Crescent Meadows, and vanished to a prison cell, reportedly arguing over rules. Don't Steal Like Karen became a local joke painted on cabins. My ranch became a tourist draw, with visitors saluting the sign. Meadow Mart and my farm stand soared, the cafe hosting Valor Nights with music and veteran talks. Tourists flocked to Sarah's cabin, boosting sales. Neighbors brought gifts, many Marine emblems, sheriff patches, saying my fight inspired them. Tom's data showed my lake thriving, celebrated at a community feast. The digital dossier, footage, deeds, verdicts was studied for veteran laws, influencing policy. Lily mentored kids, painting eco signs for the ranch. The forum planned a Valor Fest with cabin tours, music, and SWAT drills, cementing our spirit. Sarah turned Karen's theft into our triumph. One post read, I hired teens to guard my cabin, giving them pride. At the fest, under a Valor Forever banner, Linda toasted, to Sarah, Alex, Tom, and Crescent Meadows, where service defeats tyrants. Fireworks burst, kids danced, and my ranch glowed. Karen's lock change had been a spark, but we'd built a legacy. Meadow Mart, my ranch, and my cabin were our stronghold, proof no bully could steal our honor. As stars shone, I knew Crescent Meadows would always stand proud, anchored, and unstoppable.